friends and neighbors and people you meet in Wallingford, Connecticut. Less than a generation later, the Apostle Paul would carry that message, Jesus' message, into what were foreign territories at that time, including a new church start in Galatia, where former pagan worshippers were struggling to understand what this new way required of them. So when Paul wrote about, "For freedom Christ has set us free," he was also admonishing them for following sort of false prophets, false teachers, who were suggesting that if you followed Christ, if you followed the way, then you could do whatever you want. Have faith and do whatever you want. Paul said that's not how you are called to live, not to be self-indulgent. That is a distortion. The law, he said, is summed up in a single commandment: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. If you bite and consume one another, take care that you are not consumed by one another. Live by the Spirit, not by human inclinations and worldly desires. If we live only for ourselves, our actions will reflect self-focused desires and tempt us to excesses. Whether the sexual excesses and improprieties of Paul's day, or idolatry or enmities, or simply jealousy and anger and quarrels and disagreements and factions and greed and overindulgence. None of those will lead us on the path to God's kingdom. The fruit of the Spirit, Paul wrote, is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, and self-control. Paul goes on in that letter to the Galatian Christians to use the metaphorical language of planting and harvest. He writes that just as the one who guides the plow keeps looking ahead, so the one who sows the field reaps what has been sown. He tells those early Christians not to grow weary in doing what is right, for we will reap at harvest time if we do not give up. So Paul wrote encouraging words: whenever we have an opportunity, let us work for the good of all. Imagine that the mantle of carrying the message and ministry of Jesus lies at our feet. We have a decision to make. Do we pick it up, put it on, take those steps ourselves, knowing that we cannot begin to control the journey that lies ahead? We don't know what's going to happen. We have to take the risk, but know that it is a risk worth taking. There probably are questions that would go through our minds. You know, I'm not a prophet, I'm no Elijah, I'm no Elisha, I don't live in good Bible times. There must be someone else, someone better prepared, more equipped, more religious. I've got a lot going on in my life, maybe when stuff gets sorted out. But if we believe that God is speaking, still speaking to us, each of us today, what does it mean for us to take on the mantle of discipleship? To be the kind of disciples that Jesus invites us to be here at First Congregational Church Wallingford, June 27, 2010. What is the future that God is unfolding before us? And are we ready to embrace the journey ahead? In actuality, is anyone ever really completely ready? But what is being asked of us is to live out the teachings of Jesus, to love God, our neighbor, our enemies, and ourselves, to bear the fruit of the Spirit, place love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, self-control at the heart of what we do. There is a wonderful hymn called Before Your Cross, O Jesus, that includes this verse: the hopes that lead us onward, the fears that hold us back, our will to dare great things for God, the courage that we lack, the faith we keep in goodness, our love as low or pure. On all, the judgment of the cross falls steady, clear, and sure. In the light of the cross, in the light of God's love that surrounds us and lights our path, we look down and know that a mantle lies at our feet. And we must each decide, will we stop? Will we pick it up and take that step, that next step that God invites us to? It is a question we face this day and every day as we gather and as we go back out into the world as Christ's disciples. Let us pray. Loving and gracious God, we thank you. We thank you for those people you place along the path of our lives that teach us deep meanings about what it means to be loved, supported, encouraged, what it means to be a person of faith, what it means to make decisions that enhance not only our own well-being, but makes this world in which you have placed us a more compassionate and peaceful place. Loving and gracious God, we thank you for gathering us here as a community of your people, for the support that we receive in this community, for the ways in which in our weakness we are held up by the prayers of others, how in our timidity we are encouraged and challenged to see new possibilities and to share in the work of your church with one another. Forgive us for all those places where we think the responsibility rests on us alone. Enable us to see that your work can be done through us in communion and community with one another, and that in the final analysis we rely as blind followers upon the word and spirit you have placed deep within us, that reminds us that that step we take into the unknown future is a step taken in the right direction. Loving and gracious God, as we gather here today, we ask for your healing blessing upon those within our church family in need of your comfort and care. We give thanks for those who are providing physical support, who are guiding treatments and medical decisions. We ask that you would be present with all of those who this day feel alone, who need to know that they are part of something larger, that they are also part of your community of people who embrace and support one another. Loving and gracious God, we also hold in prayer those who are away from family as they serve their country, and we pray for peace, a peace that will endure, a peace for all your people. In all of our prayers, O God, we hold at the center of our lives your Son and our Savior, Jesus Christ, who gave us a pattern for living, a message to hold on to and to incorporate into our lives, and who taught us through his disciples this prayer: Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven.